Good morning. Welcome. I'm Jimmy James. You're watching Catch It Live First. We are live streaming. Moto 3, Assen. The two things together add up to one thing. Fantastic race coming up. We're just going to be setting off on a warm-up lap. So what we'll do, we'll go through the qualifying from yesterday. We'll just get the chat up there. Feel free to use it. We've been missing it while we've had the ban. So if you watch this a little bit later, feel free to leave us a comment also. Right, we've got everything set now. Control panel's good to go. So yeah, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button, ping that notification bell so you can keep abreast of what we've got coming up later. And if you give us a like, that'd be a massive help. Even if you just watch the first 30 seconds, please give us a like. Now, Moto 3. I didn't see the qualifying yesterday because I was at a festival. But it looks like Piqueras was on pole for Asato in P2. Colin Veyer, he's my man. He's in P3. You've got Ortola in fourth, Yamanaka fifth, Nepa in sixth, Rueda seventh, Fernandez eighth, Esteban in ninth, Luca Linetta. That rounds out your top 10. You've got David Munoz in 11th, Tatsuki Suzuki 12th, David Alonso in 13th. Aye. What's happened there? Has he gone off the boil after the break? I doubt it, but we'll find out. Joel Kelso 14th and 15th, Donny Olgado. And if you're a Scott Ogden fan, as I am, he's in 17th, 1.3 off the pace though. David Almanza in 18th, just behind Scott Ogden. Some odd times there. But by the by, that's what we've got. So yeah, hopefully you managed to watch the sprint race that I did as an live watch along when we got back from the festival. We also did the final of the T20 ICC World Cup cricket between India and South Africa. No spoilers, but it's on there if you haven't watched it already, or if you're working today and you think, I need something to listen to. Feel free, tune in to Catch It Live. It's on there. It'll be under the video section, not the live stream section, for obvious reasons. It was done retrospectively. Well, I'm pretty sure you will enjoy that. And we were able to make it a little bit of a quicker recording because we could forward it through. Just coming through the Gert Timmer chicane now, rolling onto the grid. Big crash yesterday, by the way, for Colin Veyer, if you missed it. Big high side coming out of the chicane as he changed direction. Rear tyre lost adhesive grip and gained it again, compressed the suspension and fired him over the top. He's all right, though. And if you're looking over here, this is me, Jimmy James. That's a little track in Wales called Landau, and the other ones are when I was in Portimao, so I can't get copyrighted. Red lights are on. We are go. Good start there for Furisato. We're all going to get through T1, aren't we? Everybody's going to behave. Nobody's going to high side. Nobody's going to get pushed wide. Piqueras in P1 just. It's like, this all needs to settle down. You know what Moto 3 is like. Alright. Ortola takes the lead. Cheeky little move there into turn 7. He let Piqueras know he was there, that's for sure. It's Versato in third. 20 laps to go. Once this gets sorted out, we'll give you a top 10. But you know what Moto 3 is like, especially around Assen. I don't think anybody's going to break away because of the nature of the circuit. Who ramps up now on a Moto 3 bike? That'll be flat out. Now they're coming into Gerttimer chicane. End of lap 1. Going over the line now, if you want to sync with us. So it's Ortola P1, Piqueras P2, Furasato in P3. Esteban's got a double long lap penalty, that's for dawdling. And it's not just Esteban. Colin Vailler's in P4. Esteban's dropped back now from 5th. That's because he's taking his long lap penalty. So we'll let it just all rearrange itself now, because everything at the back of Esteban has just changed. So we have got Rueda in 5th now, David Munoz in 6th, David Alonso in 7th, good start for Alonso as you would expect, Donny Olgado in 8th, good start from Olgado, Suzuki 9th, Fernandez in 10th, Yamanaka is in 11th, Luca Linetta is in 12th, Nepa 13th, Joe Kelso 14th, Ricardo Rossi 15th. Ogden's had a bit of a shitter as normal, he's down in 22nd. Oh, he's moved up a couple of places again now. He was in 22nd, he's now up to 20th. He started in 17th. I mean, come on. Come on. Watley's not even on the timing screens. So we're coming towards the end of the lap. There'll be 18 laps to go now. We've got Ortola P1, Piqueras P2, Furasato P3. They're putting in 140.7s, 140.6s. That's not a bad pace at all. John McPhee, if you were a fan of the Scotsman, he's just had his lap record broken. Yellow flag sector 1, who's gone down? Tatsuki Suzuki crashed out of the race. Right. All being quite civilised at the minute. That yellow flag is still out in sector 1, so I'm hoping that the crash is not too serious. You'd have probably expected that to have been reeled in by now. If it's sector 1, it's either going to be T1. Right, it's gone in. So we've got a full green track. At the front we've got Ortola with down to Alonso in 6th. That's how you've got 1, 2, 3. You've got a front group of Ortola, Piqueras, Furasato and Valle. Then you've got a half-second gap to Munoz, David Alonso and Rueda. The group at the front of 4 bikes, 17 laps to go by the way, that's now been... we're back into a snake of about 12 riders and more. So where it looked like they were going to get a bit of a breakaway at the front, not happening. And Fernandez in 8th position. Puts in the fastest lap of the race there. Just getting tight there with David Alonso and Fernandez. They're chasing Rueda. He doesn't know what's behind him, but I've got a feeling any second now he's going to find out. Yeah, this down here, or across here, is Jimmy James. That's me at Portimao. in the wet. This is at a little track in Wales called Landor. But we've got a couple of some footage that Henry Russell took it of me in Portimao a few years ago. Hell of a track. If you've never been, do it. But we'll have some more coming up from when I was at Alton Park Racing, Cadwell Park. And believe it or not, I had some footage of Rockingham Motor Speedway where I raced the bike in the wet. Didn't go too well though, it was slippy there. Ended up on my ear coming out of a slow chicane, a slow hairpin. Still feel the pain of that now. But play silly games, win silly prizes. 16 laps to go. They're all doing 140.7s, 140.5, all around that area. So we've got Ortola, Furisato, Vea, that's your top three. Piqueras, Munoz and David Alonso in 6. Then you've got Fernandez, Holgado, Rueda and Yamanaka. That rounds out your top 10. Thank you, James. Just took me out for a cracking breakfast. That'll fill me up for the day, that will. Well, till tea time. Man's got to eat. After this, it's all quite stationary at the minute and all very civilised. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Probably about the front 12 now. We've kind of broke away. Ogden's in 15th, so we know he's making some forward progress. Just at the front, Ortola and Furisato are just getting a couple of tenths. What's going on into the Gert Timmick chicane now? They're going to have to work close together behind there. Munoz and Colin Vey are almost touching tyres coming out of the chicane. Does like it rubbing though, doesn't he? Davin Munoz. Loses that a little bit though there. You won't bully Colin Vey. Yeah, so we've got Ortola and Furisato just making a little bit of a gap at the front as Piqueras, Vey and Munoz are dicing for a position. Coming out of the tight left-hander. Now they'll power it down the back straight, and there is a definite lead group now. It's 0.6 of a second Ortola and Furisato have got. Then you've got Piqueras, Vey and Munoz. They've then got a 0.2 second of a gap to David Alonso, Rueda and Fernandez. Actually, that includes Yamanaka, Holgado, Luca Linetta and Nepper in that group. That rounds out your top 11 with Nepper in 12th, Kelso in 13th. Ogden watch, he's now in 14th, he's making forward progress. Come on, Scott Ogden. David Alonso overtaking under a yellow flag, drop one position. That's not going to be hard to do, is it, in Moto 3? He's in a group of 2, 4, 6, 8. End of the lap, 14 to go. Ortola from Furisato, 0.8 of a second lead at the front. Those two have got over Colin Vey in 3rd, Piqueras 4th. Now David Alonso sits up, gives the position away as he was instructed. I think he lost 2 places there actually, but he won't bother about that. Henry Russell's in the house. What are you thinking? Who's your man? I think Colin Vey. Home track as well, and he's racing, and he's been racing well.
No, but I'm going to put money on a David Munoz crash.
David Munoz, you reckon? We'll see. Furasato was a bit wide there as well. So David Munoz crash taking out 2 or 3. Does get a bit reckless at times, doesn't he?
Monzo's racing. He's also just picked up tracks and track limits for number one.
Frankie James is messaging me as well. Fancy messaging when the Moto 3's on. Like you're going to get a reply, Frankie James. Come on now. Although she has just bought me breakfast, so... Oh, she won't mind. Right. We're coming towards the start-finish line. There'll be 13 laps to go now. Ortola, Furasato. That gap at the front's come down ever so slightly to 0.5 of a second. Colin Veyer in third. He won't want the front two getting away. He's going to want a victory in front of his home fans. And let's be honest, I know he had the bad high side yesterday, so he's probably going to be sore, but in front of his own fans, the adrenaline will get him through. He will be wanting victory. Win it or bin it, definitely, in my view. Colin Veyer. Oh my word, David Munoz going through the fast turn 7 there. He almost ran in the side. That Rueda he almost ran into. It was a harsh move. I mean, he got away with it, but just costs everybody time when he does things like that. I'm just looking at this timing screen. It's awful. Esteban is not in 6th place. He's in 14th. Let's see if we can get that updated. No, we can't. Right, we'll ignore that. Let's do a quick top 10. We've got Ortola, Furasato, Colin Veyer. It's one long train now. They've closed that half a second gap down. Colin Veyer third. Piqueras in 4th. Munoz in 5th. Fernandez in 6th. Alonso 7th. Rueda in 8th, who Munoz pulled that harsh move on. Yamanaki 9th. Donny Delgado in 10th. Scott Ogden dropped back a little bit now. He's in 17th. Josh Watley's finally on the timing screen. He's in 23rd. Disappointing, Scott. Come on. We want you up at the front. We need a new John McPhee. You're the best we've got at the minute, mate. So now we've got trying to get a front. There's a bit of a front 3 breakaway now. Ortola, Furasato and Veyer. Veyer just takes Furasato. Furasato says, no you don't. I'm coming back round the outside as they come in to get Timmy Chicane. All very civilised there. So your top 1, 2, 3. Ortola, Furasato, Veyer. Furasato fighting hard to stay in second there. He did not want to lose that track position to Colin Veyer. Although he loses 2 places there, does Furasato. Had a little bit of a moment into turn 2. Veyer went through, and Munoz doesn't need a second invitation, almost rides through his knee. And Furasato gives it back to Munoz in spades there at the tight left-hander. He's not taking any shit from David Munoz. David Munoz won't mind, but as he goes through his Moto 3 career, he's going to find some of these moves he's pulled on people are going to come back to haunt him. And Furisato is going to want to get back in front of Vaya. He will not want to sit there with Munoz right behind him. Someone else is going to have to deal with Munoz. And he'll hand that pleasure over to Colin Vaya, no doubt. Colin Vaya doesn't mind a move either, so it could be elbows, knees, rubbing his racing, as they say. 11 laps to go. Flowing through ramps up. Front group of 12, now into Gert Timmer chicane. Nobody pulls a move there. Interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you've got your front 8. Bit of a twitch from David Munoz there, going into T1. Lock the front, it looked like, but he's okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got a front group of 10 now, with Donny Orgado in 10th place. It looks like your winner's coming from there, because there's then a bit of a gap to Nepper. He's on a track limits warning. David Munoz been shuffled down to 6th place now, actually 7th place. Now he's back into... It's almost impossible, isn't it, with Moto 3. A lot of the times you get so many... You get so many position changes on one lap. It's so many position changes in one corner. Coming into Gert Timmer chicane, that's getting tight. We've now got a long lap penalty. Number 85, right, ignore that. Right at the back. We've got Colin Vaya leading his own Grand Prix. We've got Colin Vaya leading his own Grand Prix, and you can imagine what's going on. The crowd, they're enjoying that. They like that. I'll say it again. Colin Vaya. In P1, we've got Furisato P2, Ortola P3. Although that's changed now because Munoz now in P3. Fernandez is looking at making a move, which he's done on Ortola. We've got 9 laps to go with this. How do you like it? Don't forget to use the chat. Let us know what you're thinking. Furisato is back into second. He's at every opportunity. Furisato has wanted to not give that second place up. Nine laps to go. Top 10 is, well, we'll wait till. Right, so we go through the Gert Timmer chicane. We have got 8 laps to go. We've got Colin Vaya P1, Ortola P2. They're all through Harbock. Into... Oh my word, it's just getting so tight there. Now we've got the tight left-hander of Struben coming up. Colin Vaya stays in P1. Ortola's now in P2. Furisato had to concede that. He's in 3. Munoz in 4th. Fernandez in 5. David Alonso 6. Olgado 7th on a track limits warning. Bucharest 8th, Yamanaki 9th, Rueda in 10th. Ogden is 15th. Johnny Orgado, track limits warning. He doesn't want that around Assen with 8 laps to go. That's a difficult one. Sorry about my dog barking. Colin Vine just trying to eke a little bit of a gap here. Timothy Caney gets through in the lead, comes over the line now, 7 laps to go. Coming to Harbox, turn 1. Few people locking up, it looks like, into turn 1 there. Munoz getting his elbows out again. David Almansa's got a long lap penalty, shortcut at the final chicane. Ooh, Struben. Colin Vire runs a little bit wide. Now they're going down the Beanschlang, Slipstream City for a Moto 3 bike. Into Russian Hawk. Now into the right of Stuckenval. Then we'll have the left coming up of De Bolt. And then they'll take the right of Mandavine. Colin Vire's trying to pull a gap here. He gets good drive at a Mandavine here and just pulls a few lengths on Ortola. It's just as soon as you start coming towards Ramshook, everything closes up again. So just sorting the stream out. Hopefully everything's okay with it. 6 laps to go. Colin Vire, he can't. Josh Watley's been given a long lap penalty. Shortcut at the final chicane. I don't know how. He can't be going that fast. That's unfair, but it's frustrating. Otto is back in P2. Perisato, P3. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 1. Who's dropping down? Who's dropping down? I'm assuming it's around Harbot or Ossenbrook, around that area. It's David Almanza. Maybe, I wonder if he crashed trying to take his long lap penalty. Maybe the two were connected. But we've not seen any replays, so I couldn't tell you. So we've got, no, we're getting a little, it's getting a little bit fragmented at the front. Ramshook, someone's gone way wide there. But at Ramshook, somebody I didn't see in the background, but they've gone way, way wide. And that'll finish their race. 5 laps to go. Still a yellow flag in Sector 1. So I'm not sure what's going on there. I don't know where, why. Right, now the flag's gone in. But David Alonso in second place. I've got a feeling he took Perisato. Fernandez, sorry. That'd be his second indiscretion for taking, overtaking under a yellow flag. We'll find out. P1, Colin Vaya. Alonso, second. Fernandez, P3. David Munoz, the Dodgem car, is in fourth. Ortola, fifth. Piqueras, sixth. Yamanaka, seventh. Oh, my word. I don't know. Munoz is up into third, but somebody is going to teach that young man a lesson, and it's going to be a painful one because they're going to put him into a gravel trap or something. You can't keep pulling moves on that like people. I know Moto 3 is tough, but some of his moves are a little bit near the knuckle. Right, Colin Vaya's getting a gap here. Comes out of the chicane. There's going to be 4 laps to go now. Colin Vaya P1, Alonso in second, Munoz in P3, turn to T1, Habocht. Fernandez fourth, Ortola fifth, Rueda sixth, Piqueras seventh, Yamanaka eighth, Lunetta ninth, Nepa in 10th, Olgado in 11th. Ogden is in 16th place behind Esteban. Vaya's gone here. If Vaya gets a clean lap, this will be a win for the Dutchman, I'm sure. He's got 3/4 of a second there as he goes down Beanschlang. Now he's going to turn right into Steckenval. This is where, if he can hold this gap through the chicane, he's really good at the start of the lap, is Colin Vaya. Rosato's in 13th now. David Munoz has split this pack up with some of his moves. That's allowed Vaya to get that gap at the front. Oh, Fernandez, he might get he lost a position though at the final chicane, so I don't think he'll get done for that. It's just if he lost enough time as well. So 3 laps to go. Colin Vaya, 0.7 of a lead at the front. Alonso in second, then you've got a gap of no gap to Ortola in third. Munoz in fourth. Rueda fifth. This is going to let Colin Vaya, when you've got Munoz in fourth, Ortola third and Alonso, well, they've just swapped now, Ortola and Alonso. This is going to allow Vaya to get the break at the front. This is just what he needs, and the Dutch fans will be enjoying this. And Munoz at it again with David Alonso. Keep laying your bike across people is not going to end well for him. Somebody is going to get really pissed off with him doing that, and they're going to launch him. You know, there's hard moves coming every now and again on the final lap, or if someone makes a bit of a mistake, they'll put their hand out, you know, it happens. But for Munoz, it's like it's part of his overtaking drill. Oh, and he moves out there onto the... Now he gets it back. Munoz and Alonso... Munoz run wide, Alonso run wide with him, and when he came back onto the track, he gave Munoz a little bit in the side fairing. And Munoz now giving it to Rueda again for the overtake through the chicane. That's twice he's done Rueda. Colin Vaya now leads up to 0.8 of a second while they're all messing about at the back. Ortola in second. Now it's David Alonso and David Munoz with Rueda, Lunetta, Nepa, Piqueras and Fernandez. It's all 2 laps to go. It's all getting a little bit more frenetic now as everybody wants to get that perfect position for the final lap. Kelso, he's in 12th. Olgado in 11th. Nepper in 10th. Oh, hello. Munoz and Alonso. He let Alonso have a little bit back there, did Munoz. These two are knocking lumps out of each other now, and it's going to be an interesting lap and a half now, because not only are they knocking lumps out of each other, these two characters, Munoz and Alonso, it's also going to be for the final place on the podium. They'll both want it. They will both want that place, and they will do anything to get that position. But there's also Rueda is coming to play, and he's not going to have any love for Munoz after Munoz has punted him twice. So we're going to be coming into the last lap now. Colin Vailler's got a half-second lead at the front from Ortola. Bearing any mistakes, he's going to be your winner. But it's going to be through Harbot, 0.3 of a second lead at the front for Vailler over Ortola. It's between them two for the win. Then there's a gap, and this is more interesting, between Alonso now in third, David Munoz in fourth, Rueda in fifth. And just for good measure, Luca Linetta's thrown his hat into the ring for that final podium position. But at the front, that gap's come down from Ortola. If he can, he's trying to slipstream now, going through Wienschlang. Into Ruskenhoek. Now it's going to be Steckenval with Vailler still in front, although that gap now is cigarette paper with Ortola. It's going to be heartbreaking if Vailler gets pinned to the post in front of his own crowd. He needs the points for the championship, but at home, he's not going to bother. He's going to win it or bin it, is Colin Vailler. And let's be honest, I'm a Colin Vailler fan. Always have been. I want him to win in front of his own fans. What's going on behind, we don't know, because we're concentrating quite rightly on the front two, Vailler and Ortola. Still Vailler. Now we're going through Ramshoek. Ortola's getting positioned to make the move into the chicane. He goes defensive, but Ortola goes round the outside through Gert Timmy chicane. Now it's a drag race to the line, and oh no, poor old Colin Vailler gets pit to the post. Gets pit to the post by Ortola, and David Munoz does make it into third. We had coming. I have seen that actually, but it's not common. So going through Ramshoek, Ortola was lining up Colin Vailler. Colin Vailler went defensive, and Ortola just went round the outside of Vailler to outbreak him and then turn into the final chicane. And then it was a drag race to the line with Ortola getting on the gas first. And he's just picked Colin Vailler. That'll be heartbreak for the young man in front of his own crowd. He would have wanted to take the victory. David Munoz did get P3. Rueda P4, David Alonso P5. Luca Linetta P6. Fernandez in 7th. Piqueras 8th. Nepper 9. Yamanaka up to 10th. Donny Olgado 11th. Joe Kelso 12th. Farasato 13th. Rueda 14th. And Esteban in 15th. That's your final point scorer. Scott Ogden, he finished 17th. Couldn't tell you where Watley finished. Probably last after his long lap penalty. He's not even on the timing screen. But what a shame for the young man there, Colin Vailler. I thought he was going to have that on the final lap. But Ortola was... from Harbot onwards, he was closing from T1. Closing. And that manoeuvre into the final chicane to overtake on the outside before the turn into the corner, whether Colin Vailler went a little bit too defensive. Hindsight's an easy thing, isn't it? But that's your top three: Ortola, Via, and Munoz. I'm just wondering if the way we didn't see, we obviously quite rightly concentrated on the front two on the final lap, so we didn't see what was going on behind with Alonso and Munoz. I'm guessing, I'm only guessing, but I think it's a pretty educated guess, that something will have gone on between Munoz, Rueda, who finished fourth, and David Alonso in fifth. Luca Lunetta wasn't a million miles away either. So he will have been involved in that. The air horns are going off now as the Dutch celebrate. Always good support in Assen. But that was Moto 3 2024 from the Dutch TT in Assen. We'll be getting ready for the Moto 2 next, which will be starting at 11:15. Join us for that one. We'll be on air 5 minutes before at 11:10. If you haven't done so already, please give us a subscribe, give us a like, and click that notifications bell. We've got Moto 2 up next, like I say, so keep your eye out for that stream. Then we'll have Moto GP, that'll be at 1 p.m. UK. So we'll be on 5 minutes before for that one. And then tonight we'll have the football, England v Slovakia. Hopefully that's going to be a better game than the dross we've seen so far. I'm Jimmy James. You've been watching Catch It Live first. We're just going to have a quick freshen up, get the next stream ready. Join us for that one. Moto 2 at 11:10. Cheers, guys. We'll be back shortly.